3 months ago, I bought a business that was bleeding cash. Revenue had plunged by nearly 40%. The store was empty, the shelves were covered in dust, and the previous owner was exhausted and practically begging to get out. Conventional wisdom says to buy healthy, profitable companies. Usually, owners want 6 or 7 times their annual profit for a turnkey operation. Investing in a declining storefront with no clear floor looked like a total financial mistake. But emotions and appearances are secondary to the data. To see if this asset was salvageable, I evaluated 4 specific metrics. This dashboard shows the state of the business: revenue trends dropping off a cliff, overhead expenses remaining stagnant, customer logs gathering cobwebs, and profit margins shrinking to almost zero. Inside this mess, I found a specific anomaly. The customer data log was full of high-rated past purchases. People liked the product. The business had simply stopped asking them to buy it. The owner's neglect created a valuation gap. I was looking at a functional asset being sold at a broken asset price. Finding value in these situations requires ignoring the dust and focusing on the underlying machinery. Walking in on day one felt like stepping into a time capsule. The physical workspace was highly disorganized, the digital files were scattered across ancient hard drives, and the operations hadn't changed in a decade. The first priority was fixing the total lack of customer acquisition. There were no ads, no email lists, and no social media presence. The entire operation relied strictly on passive word of mouth from a shrinking pool of regulars. Most owners in this position would immediately spend lots of money chasing brand new customers. We did the exact opposite. We ignored new markets entirely and turned our attention to the dormant past purchasers who had already trusted the brand once before. Before reaching out to them, we modernized the digital storefront. We scrapped the ancient website and added high-quality photography and clear offers designed specifically to re-engage people who hadn't visited in years. Then the outreach campaign began. We pulled the contact information of hundreds of previous buyers who had been forgotten over the years. This funnel shows how we filtered those dormant leads back into an active buying loop. Reactivating an existing audience with built-in trust is mathematically cheaper and faster than paying for cold attention. Our cost per acquisition was nearly zero because the relationship already existed. Bringing customers back was only half the job. We had to fix the archaic backend. This flowchart illustrates the mess we inherited. We automated the routine work and deleted unnecessary steps, recovering labor costs and turning a tangled mess into a streamlined sequence. Next up was the customer experience. Long wait times and poor communication had created a pattern of micro-frictions. Each one was a small reason for a customer never to return. By repairing these friction points, we ensured the people we reactivated actually had a reason to stay. We plugged the holes in the bucket before we started pouring in more water. Efficient systems serve as the structural container for growth. If the container is leaking, any new revenue you generate will eventually drain out through the same old operational gaps. Once the new systems were live, we entered the most difficult phase: the wait. Despite the overhauled website and the outreach emails, we faced weeks of absolute silence from the market. The financial pressure was constant. I had to face the possibility that the business was too far gone to save. This graph shows our daily sales during that first month, with zero upward momentum. In the 5th week, the first cluster of repeat orders hit the ledger. 5-star reviews appeared. These wins coalesced, and the revenue line finally broke its stagnation. The effects were cumulative. Customer reviews improved, dormant customers returned, and month-over-month revenue stabilized at a profitable level. The recovery was the logical conclusion of fixing the fundamentals. We replaced neglect with precision, and the market responded to the improved experience. Businesses die slowly from micro-problems that go ignored for years. But for those willing to do the unglamorous work of repairing them, profitable assets are often hidden inside the exact situations everyone else assumes are broken.